welcome back. So for today's video I have a foundation and concealer routine. I know I did a foundation and concealer routine a couple videos back, but that was more like a glowy luminous foundation routine, and this one is going to be a matte full coverage and long wearing foundation routine. This is going to be perfect for all of you girls with combination to oily skin and more normal skin as well, because I have normal skin, I just have an oily T-zone. And it might work for you girls with dry skin. You just have to use a really moisturizing primer so that this is not too dry on you. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I already did to my face that I kind of always like to tell you guys is moisturize my face. I just feel like your foundation always sits more better if you guys have a nice hydrated surface for your foundation. So I like to use my Time Wise Age Fighting Moisturizer, and this is the one for combination to oily skin. I love this moisturizer. Like I always say, it doesn't never have that extra greasy residue that some moisturizers do have. I really love this one. It just gives me this enough amount of hydration that I need. So you put that on first and kind of let it sink in your skin a little bit, and then you want to go ahead and take a primer. I'm going to be using the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. I've been really loving this primer. If you're a person that has really oily, like uncontrollable oily skin, then I would highly recommend the Makeup Forever Matte Primer, I believe. It's a little tube that looks like this, but it's black. I don't have it personally, but my sister did have it when she was down here, and I tried it and I loved it. I need to go get it. I just haven't. But yeah, I highly recommend that one if you want even more of a matte face, if you have really oily skin. But for today, I did take this one and I already put it all over my face. And then again, after you apply your primer, you want to wait a couple seconds to a minute just to kind of let it sink in a little bit. Then you're going to go in with your foundation. The foundation I'm going to use today is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade, well, it has like 3W2 on top, and then it has Cashew 93, so I guess it's Cashew 93. If you guys have seen my channel for a while, you guys know that I don't really own any high-end foundations. I finally decided to splurge on a foundation, and I feel like I did the best pick ever, because I love this foundation. It's super long wearing, it's super matte, and I feel like the coverage will be amazing. And I only say about the coverage because I've seen it on other girls and I see it covers really well. I'm not the best example to show you guys that, but I promise you guys, I do feel like it's a very good coverage foundation as well with what I've seen on other girls. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit in the palm of my hand, and I'm going to be taking my sponge. This is from Precision, I don't know. I think it's for Precision something. But anyways, what I like to do with the sponge is take it under the water, press it and squeeze it till you have enough water in there, and then squeeze out all the excess. Take a nice towel or a napkin or whatever and squeeze out any extra water that may be in it. Then it's ready to use. I'm going to be patting this all over my face. Now, I am aware that this foundation is just a tad bit more darker than my skin. I tried to get the other shade, but that one was way too light. So I figured I'd go with this one, and then I just kind of bring it all the way down here, and you can't really tell after I apply concealer and everything. If you're a person that wants that little extra coverage, then I feel like you should definitely use a brush. For some reason, I feel like the brush is better at adding more coverage. I don't know why, I just do. I feel like the sponge kind of shears it out a little bit more. Ever since I got this foundation, I've been using it a lot more with my F80 Kabuki brush from Sigma, but as you guys can see, it is really dirty, so I didn't want to use it today, obviously. So this is why I'm using my sponge. I have used it with the sponge before, and I just feel like it's just as good as when I use it with the brush. So if you guys want like that extra coverage, then I will recommend using the brush instead. The only place I'm gonna add a little bit extra is my nose, because it's just so oily. So once I'm done with my foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and take these two concealers that I've been really in love with. These are the True Match Super Blendable Concealers. They're both in the warm shades. I do have two though, because this one's too light and this one's too dark. So I got the fair light one and then the light to medium one. What I'm going to do is take the dark one first, and I'm going to be placing a triangle under my eyes. And I just like to bring it all the way over here, just because that's just my personal preference. If you want, you could just kind of keep it here, but I like to just take it all the way back. And I'm going to do the same in the other eye, and I like to drag it really close to the side of my nose here, because once I'm done with everything, it does help my nose look a little bit more like thinner. So I'm also going to take some on my forehead and the bridge of my nose. I like to just start with a line here and then kind of spread it out throughout my forehead like that. Then my Cupid's bow around the nose here. Because I always get red, especially when I have allergies right now. Like, I always get red around this area. Like, it's just hormonal issues, I guess. And then I'm putting some in my chin here and a little bit here and a little bit here. Putting concealer like on your forehead and nose and Cupid's bow and all that, it really helps just kind of even out the whole look. If you just put concealer under your eyes, you're gonna kind of see the difference, like a bright ass under eye, and then everything looks another, like the same color, you know? So I like to just even it all out and put it all throughout my face, or what? My T-zone area, whatever. So now I will take the tip of the sponge and just blend this out. This concealer is just so freaking easy to blend. Like, as you guys can see, it's so easy to blend. I have been using this concealer non-stop as well. To me personally, under my eyes, it is like, it will last me all day and it doesn't crease up on me. It just looks so nice and blended. I just love it so much. I was going to use my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer because in my opinion, I feel like that one's the best when it comes to longevity, but I did run out of it, so I have to go buy another one. So for now, I'm using this one, but I love it just as much, or if not, I wouldn't be using it, you know? So then I like to just take the part of the, like, sponge where I added foundation and just kind of blend out so there's no harsh lines anywhere and you can't really see, like, the line of concealer or anything. So now I'm going to show you guys how I like to bake, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know how to do this because it's just been going around for a long time. But I do realize I always do it and I don't really get into detail on how I do it or why you should do it and stuff like that. So I'm going to be taking my Airspun Loose Face Powder. I found this one at Walmart, where you could find like all the cotton balls and stuff like that. Well, that's where I found this one. And anyways, this one's in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage 070-41. I mentioned this in my last video. I really love this powder to set my under eye concealer. I don't like the strong scent that it has on it, but because it's so good, I will look past it, like I've said before as well. So what I like to do is take my sponge. I feel like the best way to bake in my eyes is using my sponge. I have tried using brushes before, but for some reason, like, it just doesn't come out as good. It like comes out a little bit more powdery when I use my brushes. I'm going to dip it into the powder just like normal, like dip a nice thick layer, and I kind of just like to shake it off a little bit like that, which not that much comes off. And I always like to make sure that the tip has powder as well, that way when I go into that inner corner part, like everything has powder on it. So then I start at the inner part of my under eye, taking that tip all the way in there to make sure it all has a good amount of powder. And then I just tap it really softly and bring it out. Sometimes I just keep it like that. Sometimes I like to take just one more little layer and do that. So then again, taking the very tip of the sponge, I'm going to do that right there. And then taking it in the inner part of my under eye and then just bringing it out, tapping very softly all the way back. Do the same exact thing, get it a little bit, shake it off a little bit. And then I will bring it on the bridge of my nose and my forehead as well. And then a little bit more. Put it around my mouth here, my T-zone area, because it gets so oily. I'm also going to take a little bit and bring it on the side here. Just because I am going to be contouring, and I just feel like when I add powder, it blends so much easier. So that's why I'm doing that right there. So now that I'm done applying it, you're going to want to let it sit a little bit on your face, let it bake. So the powder can kind of just sit onto your skin and kind of melt into your skin a little bit. To me personally, I feel like it helps my concealer last longer. It really does help do that. When I don't bake, I can always tell my concealer at the end of the day because it has way more creasing than it does when I do bake. So this is when I like to contour and add my blush and stuff like that till I feel like it's been sitting there for a nice couple minutes. Then I will take my brush. Today I'm going to be using my e.l.f. blush brush, and what I'm gonna do is just lightly dust off any extra, like literally pretend like you're dusting your face really lightly. You don't want to like push hard or anything, and like that. And then just dust off here as well. Then just really quickly, I'm just gonna go ahead and contour my face a little bit. Then quickly, I am going to apply some blush. I'm taking Luminoso from Milani. Now, if you want to go fully matte, then you can do that, and you don't need a highlight, like any kind of powdered highlight. But if you do like to look matte but yet have that extra little glow on your face anyways, you want to add some highlight. I'm using the Mary Luminizer highlight from The Balm, and I'm using this Morphe M504. I'm going to just apply some right here, and I know I did this in my past video as well. Just gonna put it right here. So if I'm looking straight at you, I have that like side of glow a little bit, but like my face still kind of looks matte, if you guys know what I mean. I'm just gonna apply it right here, just on the tops of my cheekbones. I just add a tad bit on my chin, and that's it. And then if you want, just take like a dual fiber brush and then kind of blend off a little bit of that so it's not so harsh. So last but not least, I'm going to take my Mary Kay Makeup Finishing Spray. I really love this spray to set my whole face, my makeup. So I'm just going to hold the spray up like this far away from my face, and I'm going to spray it. And after that, I am done with this foundation routine. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new today. And if you did like the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more of my videos. And yeah, I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.